Today we are going to walk through a tutorial of our SEEA network map. By default, when you navigate to the map, you will see the environmental education providers in orange. Over here we have our toolbar. You have the schoolhouse, which is our education tab, the earth, which is our environment tab, and then the community tab. If you head over to the education tab, you'll see the environmental education organizations already checked. You can also check public schools, private schools, LEED certified schools, or colleges and universities. Over here, you can click on any of those locations and learn more about that school or environmental education provider. You can also find out more about those locations that are mapped by pulling up this attribute table and scrolling through the options here. There's a tab for the environmental education organizations, the public schools, and any other layer that you have checked at that time. If you head over here to the climate layer, the environment layer, we have the climate risks, we have pollutants, we have energy, and we have food. So you can navigate through each of these layers by scrolling down and see that you can check different things like the hurricanes, storm surges, tornado tracks. You can look at hazardous waste sites, landfills, power plants, and supermarket access. There are certain layers like this one that work much better on a finer scale. So you may want to zoom into a specific city to better use those layers. The supermarket access layer allows you to compare supermarket access within a 1-mile walking distance to better understand where there are food deserts and how that relates to poverty levels. You'll see that this layer is a little bit hard to see because the SEEA state boundaries layer is blocking our view. So if you navigate over to the community tab, you can go down to infrastructure and you can uncheck that so that it no longer impedes your view. There's also a number of other layers over here that you can check out. Those include the social vulnerability index, redlining history, population tracks, household income, diversity, and then a number of health indicators like obesity levels, diabetes, asthma prevalence, and then infrastructure. We have things like the forest boundaries, parks, railroads, and protected areas. If you click the home button, it'll pull you back out to looking at the regional level. And if you click over here on the legend, you can see which layers you currently have activated. And if you want to turn one of those off, you just navigate back to that location and uncheck that layer. If there's another layer that you would like to see that's not currently listed in one of these 3 tabs, you can come over here to the plus sign and add that data. There's countless layers available to you just by using this search filter. So if, for example, you were located in Tennessee and you wanted to see Tennessee state park boundaries, you could type in Tennessee state parks, and there it is. And all you do is you click add, and it's going to add that layer over here. Again, you might have to zoom in a little bit more to better see specific layers. And if a layer appears to not be showing for you once you've added it, it may be because you need to zoom into a much finer scale. Or zoom out if you're zoomed in. So once you've added that layer, you can navigate back over here to any of the tabs and it'll appear under each one. So you can uncheck that one if you'd like to. And then you can also click these 3 dots to zoom to that layer. So we hope that you can use these maps to reach out to others in your area and better connect with them, or use it to better understand your community. If you are working in a specific area as an environmental education provider and you wanted to connect with other providers in your area, you could use this as a way to see who is around you. You could also use it as a way to determine schools in your area that you wanted to connect with. If you are a public school educator and you're looking to better understand who in your area might be able to work with your school, you can use this to find organizations that are geographically close to where you are at. We don't pre-populate all of the layers available because the more layers we add to the map, the longer it takes to load. But you can add anything that you need to meet your needs for this. And we hope that you'll find these tools useful for connecting with other schools and educators and better understanding your community.